Hey boys, and welcome back to another Bleach video, and today we have the brand new showcase for the newly released one of the Burn the Witch characters, that being NINNY Spangle. One of my favorites, honestly, in the game, my favorite of the two, so we are starting off with her, and I feel like it's important to do her first because she is the one that people aren't really talking about so much compared to the other two, right? We all know Noelle is kind of busted, she is definitely the better of the two, but right off the bat I will say, this NINNY is kind of underrated already. She's only been out for like less than a week, and people are already saying she's shafted, and I personally don't see it, but we will be talking about that today, and tomorrow I will have the Noelle showcase, so do stay tuned for that. Make sure you are subscribed, because we are going to be uploading that tomorrow. That being said though, let's get right into it, starting off with the character profile. So this NINNY is a tech no affiliation character with 2 killers. That's already good, right? 2 killers. The first one being an Aaroniero killer, and the second one being no affiliation. That in and of itself is already a good thing. It's very rare for characters to get 2 killers, so it is really nice that she does have 2. Obviously the second one being no affiliation is normally a bad thing. You don't really want no affiliation. It is nice that it is a second killer, so it doesn't really matter too much. But with the newly added guild quest week with the no affiliation enemies, this is actually a very good thing. So a Aaroniero killer and no affiliation just means she can be used in more weeks of guild quests, and at least for this set of guild quests, the final boss will be a speed character. So this NINNY is going to excel really well in those guild quest weeks, and personally I would gladly take more no affiliation killer characters because we don't have a lot of them. There's only like 20 in the game right now, so it is nice to see we are getting more no affiliation killers, and bonus points if they do have an extra killer alongside that, so they aren't just tied to being used in the no affiliation guild quest week. So personally I really do like that. The fact that she is a Aaroniero killer and a no affiliation killer is very good, and it is kind of special too because the only characters that do get double killers are tag team characters, and outside of those characters it's very select characters during celebrations like the 4th anniversary Mugetsu or the 5th anniversary characters. So the fact that NINNY and Noelle too, the fact that they did get 2 killers even though they aren't tag team characters is very good in my opinion. And another thing to mention about this NINNY is the fact that she is a 14 recharge link, so even if you don't want to use her for some reason, you can actually just use her as a link. 14 recharge, there's only 4 in the game right now for tech characters, so very good in and of itself. She's a good character and now a good link. And moving on to the stats, NINNY does have a good set of stats honestly. So going from top to bottom, we have 1105 stamina, 646 attack, 356 defense, 364 focus, and 811 SP. The stamina is pretty good, ranking at the 28th highest stamina in the game. The attack stat being at 646 is honestly fairly average. A lot of characters in the last couple years share that exact same attack stat, so it's nothing too special, but she is an SP character, it doesn't matter too much. 356 defense is pretty good, 364 focus is on the higher side, ranking at the 18th highest focus stat, and then the SP stat at 811 is definitely one of the higher ones in the game, ranking at the 8th highest SP slot in the game. Now stats in this game don't matter too much nowadays because of the skills and the transcendence system that we do have in the game, but I did want to mention anyway, and also comparing it to other characters, where does she sit in the stat table, and yeah, as you can see, pretty good stats. Moving on to the skills, this is where she definitely does start to shine. So going from top to bottom, we have Berserker plus 60%, Bruiser plus 40%, Devastation plus 60%, Frenzy, Havoc plus 20%, Nullified Range Resistance 100%, and Sprinter plus 1. So as you can see, very good stats. Berserker plus 60% is strong attack damage increase plus 60%. Very good. That's a rarity, by the way. Only characters that get 40% are ones that don't have any status augments, and this NINNY doesn't have any status augments. So you would expect her to have 40%, but no, she has 60, so an extra 20% strong attack damage, just meaning she can hit even harder, which is very important if you only have this character 1 out of 5. Very good there. The Bruiser at 40%, that's basically the standard with these kind of characters, so nothing too special. Devastation being at 60% does mean you can nuke harder. If you do have this character 5/5, she's going to nuke very hard in guild quests. Frenzy, the standard. Havoc plus 20%, increasing your range by 20%, very good, does help her out a lot, honestly. With the strong attacks that she does have, if she didn't have that strong attack, she would have been a lot worse in my opinion, so the Havoc is definitely a good thing to have. And then one of the special things about it is the fact that she does nullify range resistance. So what that means is if you take her into a guild quest where you can only bring melee characters, she bypasses that and she ignores the range resistance, and you can actually do damage, which is a very good thing. And this means she's very useful in a lot of quests. For example, she is the only tech character, by the way, to actually have this. So now we have a character in every attribute with the ignore resistances, so you can bring it in both guild quest weeks for the Aaroniero killer, which is very good in my opinion, and then you can bring it into the no affiliation guild quest, so you can use her into 3 weeks techniques, which not every character can say, and then when Extreme Co-op does come around for the tech attribute, you can bring her, and if she does have both killers, even if she doesn't and she has one, you can hit both enemies. So what that means is that if you bring 4 Ninnies into Extreme Co-op, you don't have to worry about having 2 melees or 2 range characters. So that means even though she might not have the best strong attacks, and we will go over that in a minute, or you might not like her kit, it does mean she's very useful and more useful than other characters that are quote-unquote even better than her. So I really do like that she has it. It means she's a lot more usable in a lot of other content, and potentially in the future when we get harder quests or whenever we get quests that might have more resistances, Ninny's definitely going to be a character that you want to have on your account. So now it's time to go over the attacks that this Ninny does have. This is definitely where it's going to make or break it for you lads, depending if you like the character or not. Not everyone's supposed to like this character, it's perfectly fine if you don't like the game style of this character. But going into her normal attack string, it's the most boring part about her kit. She is an SP character, it doesn't matter too much, but she does have a fairly common 4-hit nat string that almost every other range character does have. So nothing really to talk about there. But going into a strong attack 1, this is definitely where some people might not like the character. So firstly, what she has is a shave type strong attack, and what that means it's a range collision strong attack. If we compare her strong attack 1 to someone like Noelle who has a better strong attack 1, you will see more consistency with that strong attack because it is a melee collision. So what that means, anyone that's in that line of range for Noelle, she's going to one-shot, right? With Ninny, she doesn't do that. She has to push back the enemies, and that means if you use a strong attack 1 and someone spawns kind of right in front of it, then you're not going to hit them. So it could be a good or bad thing, but I will say with this strong attack, even though it isn't the best strong attack out there, it's a lot better than other characters that have the exact same strong attack 1. I don't know what it is. Let's compare him to someone like the Byakuya or the 1000-Year Blood War Uryu. They have the exact same strong attack 1, but this Ninny strong attack feels a lot better. I don't know what it is. I think it kind of pierces through them, so it is a lot more consistent, and honestly speaking, it's the best version of this strong attack 1 that not many people like. And when I was playing with her in IZ and Co-op IZ, where you're not always one-shotting the enemies, I did actually find that SA1 to be fairly consistent. Honestly, it's not that bad that people are making it out to be. I really did like it. Yes, it could have been better, but personally, I don't mind it. It was really enjoyable playing with this character. The SA1 didn't really hinder my enjoyment with this character, so I really can't complain about it. I don't know if Killer did something different with the strong attack, even though it looks the exact same on BBS Simulator. It definitely plays a lot better than the other characters that have that same exact strong attack. So going into her SA2, her SA2 is a barrier move. So what that means is when you do use a second strong attack, it is going to put a 3-hit barrier on you and a 1-hit barrier on your teammates, which personally for me, I really do like. Don't really mind it too much. It does add a bit of extra survivability in Guild Quest, Co-op, and Senkaemon, so I can't really complain about that. And the strong attack itself is a move-in vortex, so it's going to suck everyone in and then push them out. And again, with the 60% Berserker, it does actually do fairly decent amount of damage. I did find myself killing a lot of enemies, even the ones that were caught in the pushback part of the animation, because if you don't know, the strong attack starts out at 60% magnification into an 8%, which means the first initial hit of the strong attack, the grouping up, is going to hit a lot harder than the last couple hits that are doing the pushback. But even with that 8% magnification, the 60% Berserker that she does have, and 80% if you do give her the Katakuri Alpha accessory, I found myself killing the enemies very easy, even the ones in co-op without killer, so I really do like that. So the second strong attack, I don't really have any gripes with. I guess if you care about speedrunning, it isn't going to be the best for you because it is going to have like a 20-so-second cooldown, even with 54% cooldown reduction. So for speed clearing, it isn't going to be the fastest, but for survivability, for co-op play, it's definitely a good strong attack to have. And then her SA3 is a 1200 radius AoE around her, very good strong attack 3, above full screen. Anyone that's around her is basically getting hit, and if you do have good accessories on and you do level up her SP, she's pretty much going to one-shot everyone besides a co-op boss. So you really can't complain about the SA3. Very good strong attack there. SA1 and 2, again, I really do like, but I know if you dislike it, that's perfectly fine. She's not a character that's meant to clear fast, but she is a character that's meant to clear safe, especially in co-op type quests. And now going over the visuals, you can see the artwork on screen. I really do like this artwork. The pose that they did for her, the style of the artwork, it is kind of flat compared to the other Bleach artworks that we do get in the game. And personally, I think that's kind of a good thing because it does go with the style of the anime, which did obviously air earlier this month. So I really do like the artwork, no complaints there. Going into our visuals too, the model of the character looks really cool. This is the first time we are seeing a non-Bleach character in the game, and I really do like that. Even though this series is still somewhat connected to Bleach, it's still kind of different, so I really do like it. It's kind of fun just seeing her in the game riding a dragon too, which she does do in game, but for the normal screen when she's just standing there, she's on her 2 feet, which I really do like. It would have been a bit awkward if she was just floating there with a dragon. So I really do like the choices that Caleb did make for this character. And then going over the visuals of the attacks of this character, this is definitely where I start to like her a lot more. So one thing I will say about her no attack string, it does look quite impressive, and I do like how Caleb changed it up a bit between her and Noelle, because essentially they both use the exact same type of gun, which she, by the way, she is using a kind of magic wand gun. I still don't know exactly what it is, but the first 3 hits is her just shooting the gun, shoot out a couple projectiles in front of her, and then the final hit is where she turns the gun around upside down and then blows into it, and that does the final hit. For some reason, even though I've seen it multiple times, I didn't realize that the horn move was always her turning upside down the gun. You can see that in the manga. For some reason, I never realized it until now when I slowed down the gameplay. So for the nat string, really do like it. It does look quite cool with her using the gun in different ways, so no complaints there. Her SA1 is also similar to her no attack string. The final hit of that no attack string is where she does do the pipe. Her SA1, you see her do the same thing, but it's a more potent attack, and it has a lot more power, has a lot more width to it, and that is the attack that does do the pushback one. Kind of like a shockwave attack, and it does look quite impressive, so I do like it there. And then her SA2 is her powering up the gun for a more powerful type of attack. Now in this animation, you can see the 2 parts of the animation. The first one is her charging up the gun, which is what sucks everyone into that type of vortex, and then the second part is her shooting the gun and then blasting everyone away. Fairly cool, fairly impressive for a vortex type attack. Again, we have seen this type of attack a lot of times, so I do really like that Caleb do change it up quite a bit. And then the barrier that does spawn around her and your teammates is honestly quite basic. It's just a circle around her. Compared to the other characters that do have shields, theirs do look a lot more better. But for NINNY, I guess the only unique thing about her shield is the fact that it does have a bit of glitter around it, a bit of sparks, which obviously is a reference to her pop star career / idol career. So I guess that's kind of cool, at least for the idol position. But I will say one of the better things for this SA2, at least the visuals of the shield, is the fact that when you do get hit, you can kind of see a net spawn in front of it. And I believe that is a callback to also Noelle's SA3, where they do that bind cage. I'm not sure exactly the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it's a callback to that. So I guess the SA2 is okay. At least the shield looks okay, right? It could have looked a lot better in the idol position. It's just literally a circle with sparks on it. It probably would have looked a lot better if it was something else, but honestly, I guess there wasn't a lot of option here. So for what they did with this character is unique to her, I guess I kind of like it. And then NINNY's third strong attack is her flying around the screen, putting the wizard or caution tape around the screen. Looks pretty cool. I really do like that third strong attack. It is a reference to the first chapter, actually, not the one shot. I don't believe she did it in the one shot. She definitely does do it in the anime and the first chapter. So even though these characters are based off the one shot, they do use moves from the anime and the actual serialized manga, which I thought was quite cool. And then looking at NINNY's special is one of the cooler parts about her kit. We actually see this scene twice in the one shot and the first chapter. Essentially, it's her hopping on her dragon, flying into the scene. She's saying this is our chance to get promoted. That's one of her motives in the manga. And then at least in this special, one of the cooler things, like Caleb actually had a throwback or a little reference to her on the TV screen outside of the Wingbind Western Branch Soul Society. Not exactly sure what that place is called, but you can see her advert, which again you also saw in the one shot. So that was a cool little reference that Caleb put into the special. And after that, she just flies up into the sky and then shoots down a bunch of times. Not exactly sure when she did this in the manga. Hopefully I didn't miss it. I think this is kind of Caleb just doing their own thing, because NINNY didn't really do any kind of special attacks, unlike Noelle, where she did have the absolute dragon shatter. So yeah, that's basically NINNY's special. Not really much to talk about. Hopefully I didn't miss this part in the manga. I don't think she did do this in the manga. If anyone does know, they can correct me. But yeah, I really do like it. Quite simple. Just her flying into with the dragon. We can see her motive. We can see the idol screen, and then she shoots on the floor. Really simple, but also really cool. And then going over the best accessories and links that you can use in this character. This part of the video is mainly for beginners out there, so if you already played the game a lot for longer than a year, or you know how accessories do work or what you should build on this character, then you can probably skip this part and go straight to the conclusion. But going over it, we have the Zeta Pill, the Fortification Pill, Masanga, Tenjintai, and Katakorin Alpha. Now, as of me uploading this video, the Kamari and the Speed Pill isn't actually out in the game, and that's why they're not on the screen. Once they do get added for future cards, I will add that they are going to be must-haves. The Speed Pill being used to increase your range damage in Guild Quest, and the Kamari increasing your SP by 80% for no affiliation characters, which you will want to use on this NINNY. But that being said, going over the accessories that we do have in game right now, we have the Zeta Pill basically being used whenever there are hidden enemies, and since she does have an Aaroniero killer, whenever you do have killer advantage, this is definitely going to be a must-have. I would say mainly use it in single player, because you don't need to worry about not using a Tenjintai, because you can pretty much one-shot the boss anyway. So I will say, if you're trying to speedrun, definitely whip on the Zeta Pill. The Fortification Pill giving you 60% SP and 30% focus. A must-have, always going to be used personally until you get the Kamari. the Masanga being used in Guild Quest, increasing the amount of damage you do with Killer by 30%, the Tension Tie doubling your Soul Bomb damage, only really used in Guild Quest and Carb Quest, and then you have the Katakuri Alpha, increasing your strong attack damage by 20%, which would overall take a strong attack damage to 80%, which is absolutely insane. So those are the accessories. Pick and choose which one you want to use. You can only use 3. Can't really go wrong with any of them. Then we have the best links. So we have Past Shinji, who is a low stamina damage link, plus 30%. Only really ever uses an epic raid if you do want to go with a low stam build. With the Senka Aizen, increasing your full stamina damage by 20% and strong attack damage. A must-have link for Senkamon and also Guild Quest. Very good link right there. We have the Senkamon Ichigo being a strong attack recharge 12 link and a last ditch survival link. Very good for Carp if you don't want to die. And since she does actually provide a shield, this is actually very good. If you do have this link on Ninny, you're pretty much never going to be using revive candles in Carp because you're not going to die unless you get a really bad spawn and you just get one shot by a lot of enemies. But that said, we have the Resurrected Stark link, who is a 12% recharge and a strong attack damage plus 16 link. Very good link, almost a must-have. I use this every time when I am using Ninny. Then we have the Resurrected TLA Ichigo being a strong attack damage 20 link and a strong attack recharge 10 link. Very good link. You can also afford to do this because she is a 14 recharge herself, so you aren't really missing out on any extra recharge. And then the last 3 links, the Rukia, CS Halibut, and TLA Soifon, are all 14 recharge links. Can't go wrong with any of them. Very good links, and again, you can pick and choose what you want to do depending on the quest you are going against, and you can only use 3, so use whatever you want to use. So in conclusion, what do I think about this Ninny? As you all know, I'm a massive Ninny fan, right? She is going to be my main tech character for a long time. Unfortunately, I only got her 1.5, even though I did do 30 steps. So Ninny is a very good character, and as you can see in the title, already underrated. Many people are saying she got shafted. If you look at Noelle and then you compare it to the Ninny, I guess Noelle did get the better treatment because she did also get the extra skill, but Ninny is perfectly fine the way she plays. She is a support type of character. Personally for me, since I do farm a lot of IZ, she is now my main runner, carrying the Kenpachis, and a lot of times when I was using Ninny yesterday, I actually did keep a lot of the Kenpachis alive, so I really do like her gameplay. She plays perfectly fine. Yes, she isn't the fastest character, but she's not meant to be the fastest character. If you only care about speed time, then feel free to use Soifon, but if you want to have fun with this character, then you can do that. If you're a Ninny fan, this is for us. This is the character we've been waiting for, and personally, I really do like the way she plays. I've been using her in IZ to carry the Kenpachi. She clears very, very fast, very easy. I wasn't dying in co-op, even though she's only 1 out of 5. I didn't even have killer advantage, and I was doing a lot of damage thanks to that extra berserker that she does have. In Guild Quest, she's going to be a very good character because she can be used in 3 weeks, and whenever Extreme Co-op does come around, she's going to be the best character to use for that quest because she does have ignore range resistance. So overall, a very good character. People would jump the gun because she has range collision. They instantly said she's bad or shafted. Personally speaking, she's one of the better tech characters in the game. I would say top 3. Very good character. We've come to the point now, even with Byakuya, that even though if you get like a quote-unquote bad strong attack, depending on your kit, you can still be good. I mean, Byakuya has the worst strong attack one in the game, but he's still the best character in the game, in my opinion, for PvE type of content. And you can kind of see this with Ninny. She's a very good character. Anyone that does say she got shafted probably has that elitist mentality where they don't care about fun and only care about clear time. And that's the only, I guess, bad thing about this Ninny, is the fact that, yes, she doesn't clear the fastest. Even though she can clear fast, there are better characters out there, like TLA Soifon, that can clear significantly faster. So if you care about clear time, then keep using that Soifon that released 4 years ago. But if you want to have fun with this character, using a character that's not in the Bleach world, technically, then this Ninny's for you. She's a very fun character, one of my favorites in the game. I'm happy to have her even 1 out of 5, and that's basically the review for Ninny. With that said though, lads, hope you guys did enjoy the video. It is a long one, so I do appreciate the support on these kind of videos. In the comments below, let me know what you guys think about this Ninny. Did you get her? How are you enjoying her? I'm curious to know, and I'll see you lads in the next one. Peace.